Hiya folks, I'm up to me eyes in it in the workshop. I'm making a few alterations. I thought you'd like to come along for the ride. See you in a minute. Well, here we are folks, it's a new year obviously. I'm here to make some changes, I've got to start going forward. But just take a minute just to say I hope that you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you do like our videos, just hit that subscribe button below and also ring that little notification bell, because that way you get to see exactly when I upload my next video. Anyway, thanks for that. So I'm making some alterations in my workshop. I need some more space. I need to be a lot more organised. I've had a lot going on recently and it's time to start doing things properly now. So I've pulled everything out. Let me show you what I'm working on at the moment. So one of the main things I need is an area to spray stuff in. So this is what I've come up with at the moment. I've basically just boarded out this wall here. I'm going to be putting, not a roof as such, but some lighting directly over here and also some hanging brackets here. And I've actually flushed a hole in for my ventilation fan so the fumes and the powders can be extracted directly to outside there. So that means I'm going to have some gauze over the front there and I can change that as and when I need it basically. So that's the idea there. So this will be a dedicated spraying booth. Let me show you at the front what I've done there. So outside is obviously where I've mounted the extract fan there, and I can just put some ducting on there and duct it round to the corner. I've got some flexible ducting, and then this can be totally enclosed. So all I need to do then is to just switch on from a socket which I've got up inside. I've just got to drill a hole through the wall there just to run the cable through, and that will be that sort of thing. So that's the idea there. That means I haven't got to sort of worry about contamination or overspray going on all the other stuff. That's the main part which I've always had trouble with in here. So coming through into the other part of the log cabin, this is where I normally do my retro hacks videos. I've brought that filing cabinet which I had over in the other side there where I've put the spray booth area now. That's coming here for the moment, and I've just put that there. But my intentions is I've got another filing cabinet indoors which I'm going to bring out, put next to it. So I need to move this rack in. Now, I've got an idea. Sharon actually came up with this, which is a good idea, actually. She said, why don't you just cut that racking in half and then slide it under the worktops over here. So that can sit literally down the end there, under that end worktop, and I can store all that stuff and put it underneath. I was going to build a platform in there. She said, but you might as well use that, especially as you need more floor room, so that's ideal. So that can then go in there. And all the parts which I've got sitting on here, these are all lawnmower parts. The ones in the middle is for the Reliant Regal, which I'm rebuilding, so that will disappear pretty shortly. And down the bottom there I've got some fuel tanks for cars and stuff like that. So this is the area on the top there which I want my plating system, so that's going to be freed up there. I've got this bike still, the TGB moped, which has got to be rebuilt. That's another one that can go outside at the moment and put into the polytunnel. The pillar drill I'll also be putting down here. Oh, here she comes now, look, with her good idea what she had. I've just been praising you up, baby. Hey? Oh, you got a throw over you.
I'm cold.
Oh, you're cold, baby. So this is what we're doing. Look, we're getting straight, look. So that was a good idea, you said, cutting that in half and putting it under there. That gives me that area, then that other filing cabinet can come out, because the other filing cabinet I need in here...
I don't need. ...is
in her little sewing room, so that's why she wanted... That's probably why you thought of it. You probably been thinking of a way to get rid of it. And now you've done it, so you've got rid of it, baby, at last.
I've helped you.
No, microphone.
So furious.
Unbelievable, you got to think, love.
Look at the face, look at the face. Good job it was on camera.
So I'm going to finish off there at the moment, and then afterwards, well, actually, what I'm going to do is what we'll do in a minute. I'm going to refurbish quickly one of the lawnmower
I want your new little oven.
Recoil covers in the new powder coating oven.
Recoil.
Rewind.
No, it's a reheat coil.
All right, baby, come on. You've nearly done it again. Mind the microphone, it's under my top, baby.
It hasn't got a lump, this is
Go
microphone.
on, in you go. See you later, I won't be long.
I'm going to do my ironing, haven't I?
Oh, you do your ironing, baby. You get your tools out and I'll get my tools out.
I like ironing.
Right, yeah, so what we're going to do in today's video, while I'm still tinkering about it now, I thought I'd just show you that, what I'm doing over there. But I'm going to be refurbishing... What you dropped now? What is it? Oh, okay now. I'm going to be refurbishing one of those pull cords, lawnmower starter recoil covers. So we need to powder coat it. I need to strip it down, powder coat it, and we'll try that new oven as well and see how that works. So let's get going and let's get one sorted out. Right, I've just dug this one out. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit dirtier and ropey, basically. The recoil, as you know, the handle is plastic. There is a plastic guard around here, which is bothering me a little bit. I've just thought about that for powder coating. There's 3 clips that hold it on. Oh, here we go. Did they just clip off? Look. I think there's little clips around the front of it. So they just lift up. Oh, here we go. Look. And one that side. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's it. Perfect. Right, that's that off. Now, as you can see, the only other plastic bit on there is inside, which is this recoil bit there. So I'm going to undo that screw. Now, unfortunately, when you undo that screw, I'm not sure whether the spring's going to come out or not. So I'm just going to be very careful here. I'll undo that screw. Let me get a screwdriver. Right, so let's just undo this. So there's our first bit out. There's the 2 little bits you need to pull out that fling out. Now this, as I say, I'm not sure whether or not this is going to ping out. So just be very careful. There's the spring inside, which I don't want to disturb, and that sits over that little lug. If you can see it, that little lug there. So you just need to be careful that you do replace it over that. So now this is all metal, and this now can be cleaned and sandblasted, and then we'll powder coat it. But first of all, I'm going to need to find out about these stickers. I've looked online for some of these stickers. I can't actually find them. So what I'm going to actually do is peel them off, and then I'll take photographs of them, and then I'll have them as a reference point to make the new graphics. Okay then, as you've probably seen, I've taken off both of the stickers now. Now I'm going to take them. I'm lucky enough to have a scanner indoors, so although I took photographs of it, that's what you might have to do if you're going to do the same. But I can actually scan these now, so I've got a scanner. I'm going to take them indoors and actually scan them. Oh, put them down there for a minute. And on here also, I've taken off any sticky residue that might have been left there, so that's nice and clean now. And I've done that with acetone, so that's what I recommend you do if you're going to do the same. So all I'm going to do now is just give it a little wipe over there, actually inside there. Because there is grease on that centre spindle there, just wipe that with the acetone as well. Again, I'm going to be putting this in my sandblaster, so I don't want any grease flying about in there if possible. Right, so that's now ready for me to put into the sandblaster. So let's go and do that. Right, okay then, here's the finished article. This part around the outside didn't take long to sandblast at all, but this bit, I don't know whether this was powder coated or not, but this was really hard. This took as long as it did to do all this, so I didn't really need to take that off, but I thought I would take it off. You could have probably just left that and powder coat straight over it. I'll just give the inside a bit of a blast. That didn't have to be too perfect, because what I'm going to do with the inside, I'm not going to powder coat the inside. They don't powder coat or paint these from standard anyway, but I'm going to coat this with the Vactan rust treatment and just leave it, and that will blacken it all up inside, and that will protect it as well. So what you've got to do, once you've powder coated it, clean it all off. So I've just got me air hose. You want to do this because things like in where these little rivets are, for example, you get lots of grit, get stuck in there. And if you don't force it out with air, sometimes what I've had in the past is when you powder coat, where I've not blown it out properly, the powder, the little bits of grit come out and they sort of get stuck to the outside and cause a really rough effect. So make sure you do blow them down. All over. And then I always give them a wipe down with some acetone. So I get plenty of that on there. And as I say, just give it a good wipe over, just to take any contaminants out. Now some people double cook these, in other words they heat them up first for about 10 minutes to get all the impurities out. I've never had a problem with tin plate like this, for example. I only do that when I'm doing aluminium, and you can get impurities come to the surface with that. So with tin plate normally like this, I've never had an issue. Right, that's that. So let's powder coat this now. And then we'll put it in our new little oven. Okay. Right, I've had the oven preheating. Where's me? Let's just test what the oven temperature's at the moment. Yeah, it's a little bit hot actually. It's 202 degrees. I'll just whack it down a little bit on the temperature gauge there. That's going to be okay. So I'm going to put our bit in now. So let's just open up our tray. I think I'll put this on the just below the middle. And as you can see, plenty of room in there. So let's shut that up and let's let it cook. Right, okay, that looks good. I'd just like to check the part temperature before I take it out, just to make sure it is up to temperature. Yeah, that's showing over 200 degrees, so that's definitely cooked. So I can turn the timer off now. It's been in just 10 minutes. There we go. Right, let's get this little baby out. Now, as I say, this is the first time I've used this oven for this, and you tell me what you think. Oh yes, look at that. Absolutely superb, look. Beautiful. I'm well pleased with that. This is a little fan oven as well, by the way. Some of you did actually express concern whether or not a fan oven would be good to blow the powder off or whatever. But as you can see, it's absolutely superb. So I'm going to let that dry now. Don't worry about the powder coat that gets stuck to the actual grill as well, because you can scrape that off afterwards with a sharp knife or whatever and reuse it. So that's fine. I'm really happy with that. Let me go and put this back there for the moment just to dry. And I'll leave the door open there just so that it can come down to its normal temperature. Let's go and sort out the graphics. Right, okay then, so I'm lucky enough to have this Cameo silhouette cutter and also a scanner. So what I want to do first of all is to put these in the scanner so that I can get the actual things into the computer. So that's what I'm going to do now. My printer of choice is a HP Hewlett-Packard Color LaserJet Pro M252DW. It is a laser printer. Let me just open the front up and show you. This is how you install the cartridges. I've never put standard cartridges in these. I've always bought copy ones. As you can see, I've got two left here. I've got the laser blue and the laser magenta one there still to use. And I can buy a set of 4 of these toners to fill this up for about £34. They're so much cheaper than they used to be, and the quality is obviously very good being a laser printer. The paper goes in the bottom there. I've just got standard 80 GSM paper in there at the moment. And let's see that print out now, and let's hope it's the right size. If not, I'll just resize them. There we go. Right, there they are. That's what I've got left. Right, now this is sticker vinyl, stuff you put on windows. And I buy this in rolls of 330mm from a place called MDP Supplies. It's got a 3 to 5 year guarantee. Now, normally, you wouldn't be able to do, or I didn't know you could do this. I've only done the trials myself and I found out that it works fine on my laser printer. So you buy this and you basically cut it down to A4 size to fit in your printer, and then you print, believe it or not, with the laser toners onto this. And after you've printed on that, you then give it a coat of clear lacquer, normal clear lacquer varnish that you get in a rattle can tin, and that protects the ink. And then you can then use the stickers, and that's what I've been doing, and I found out that it actually works. You can buy sticker vinyl, for example, and it's very, very expensive. 5 sheets of A4 is something like £10 or £7 or £8 or something like that. I buy this in a 330 millilitre roll, 5 metres long, and that cost me just over £5. So you do the maths yourself and work out, is this a viable option? I definitely know it is. I've been using it now. I've done a few tests on it and it works fine. So I'm just going to cut one of these down, put it in my laser printer tray, and then I'm going to print it out with the registration marks on it. We'll take it out of there, and then I'll put it into the Cameo cutter. We'll put some cut lines around it, and it will zoom around and actually cut the decals out as well. So that's what I'm going to do now. So it's just reading the registration marks now, and hopefully it should cut out around our shapes. And there we go. So let's just unload that. There we go. Now I'm going to peel this off, but normally what you would obviously do is you'd have 2 there. You'd have you'd make use of the whole paper basically. So I would have printed a load more off, but just for your benefit, all I would do is just pull the surface off. As you can see, this is clothing vinyl. We should have our 2 stickers that have been contour cut around, and as you can see, this is the actual vinyl. It's proper window sticker vinyl that you put on your car stickers. Very, very tough. So let's get rid of that. And all I would do then would take these outside, give them a coat of lacquer, normal rattle can lacquer, and then that would be the job done. And these are then ready to use when you peel them off to put them onto our lawnmower. Right, so all I'll do with these now, as you can see, I've just got a clear gloss lacquer there, nothing special, and I would just, obviously I've shaken it first, just give these just a coat of clear gloss lacquer. And then just leave that, come back to them tomorrow, they'll be ready to put on your lawnmower. So if you want to see how I made these, there's the originals there, as you can see what I took off. Just go to my home print channel. I'll leave a link in the description below and you can see exactly how I make these vinyl stickers now. So let's go and have a look at the powder coating. That's nice and dry now. Right, let's get it out of the oven now. As you can see, it's nice and dry now. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that, look. That is powder coat, don't forget. I'm sure you can see that finish is very nice on it. I haven't touched it yet. There we go, powder coated, absolutely superb. And what we'll get, obviously, let's come over here. Let's just put that down there for the minute. These are obviously the original graphics that come off them like that. I will probably put these original ones back on, like that. This one here, obviously it's curling up at the moment, don't worry too much about that. That's what it's gonna look like. Totally finished there. I'm really happy with that. I'll just put all the other bits back on it and then, hey presto, that is a lot more hard wearing than paint as well, as you probably know. So this is the powder coating on that. Our little oven's done its job. I'm really happy with that. And what's impressed me more than anything with this is the speed that it actually heats up on. So I'm really, really happy with that. And I'm so glad that I've got this. I've now got 2 opportunities to do big stuff and the smaller stuff without the need to heat up the big oven. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to carry on tinkering about in here. I've got loads of stuff to clear about, as you probably know, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.